I've been making a lot of noise about LeBron James's inflated points, his easy points that everybody's celebrating. I want to focus on one game, a day when Steph Curry and LeBron James both played on the same day. I could do this for every game of the season, but I gotta choose one, so I'm gonna choose one when they both scored over 30 points and they both broke records. And LeBron got all the news and the hype and the media. Curry's team won, LeBron's team lost. And yet, LeBron was praised unconditionally. So let's look at that game and look at how each of these players has to work during the game. I think the most obvious difference when looking at these highlights is that Steph is never alone. He never has space, and he always has to work to get his space. Look at that. Gonna watch all three of those plays zoomed in and in slow motion. Yet he had the attention of three guys there for a minute, and then he makes his space and drills the three-pointer. Tell me, how many players has he drawn the attention of here? That's 6'2" Steph Curry, all 185 pounds of him, drawing attention under the rim, then leading everyone out there. And a difficult shot. Artistry. Alright, let's get to some LeBron highlights. Alright, the turnaround fadeaway is always impressive looking, I'll give you that. Unfortunately for LeBron fans, this is as good as it gets. That's as impressive as he gets today. And that's a 6'9" guy shooting on a 6'4" guy that he outweighs by 50 pounds. Who the fuck is Bembry anyway? You have a no-name guarding someone that y'all are calling the GOAT. Moving on, we have the so-called GOAT on defense, just taking a nap. He steps forward but does nothing. Oh, look at this. He doesn't even lift his arms. He might as well not be out there. Very next play, we almost had the same thing. LeBron just kind of standing around. Look at this. At what point? I mean, come on, y'all. I'd better include some defensive clips. After all, defense takes a lot of energy and is very important. There's Steph Curry guarding Chris Paul, possibly the best player on the other team. With Chris Paul's ball handling and scoring ability, you certainly couldn't say that that's an easy assignment. I think Curry was playing Cameron Payne most of the time, but the point is that he was playing active defense no matter who it was on. It didn't look like he was taking a break, unlike LeBron James. Now this is about as close as it gets to Curry and LeBron James having similar plays, being as that Curry managed to get wide open on that play, but he had to be crafty to do it. Whereas LeBron James just seems to always be left open. Now watch Steph dancing around here and draw the attention of the defenders. He doesn't score on that play, but look what he caused. Here's another example of Curry passing for the assist, but only after drawing the double team. And look what happens on this play. Oh, Curry's bringing up the court. Oh my God, look at that pass. Did you see that pass? It's a very subtle, beautiful look away, but more importantly than that, he draws all the attention of the defense, giving his teammate the open dunk, which, by the way, is the kind of dunks that LeBron James always gets. Which is why I'm telling you, his teammates deserve the credit more than he does. Shall we swap over and look at LeBron James for a little bit so I can prove my point? This play is important because you'll see that LeBron doesn't even get across. He doesn't get across to help his team. The team leader does not get across half court to help his team. Nope, that's still not him. That guy's late, but not as late as LeBron. Alright, on this one, LeBron kind of helps, but then just chooses not to pop out at all. That's his man. Who else's man is that? Now here's Monk, who's not getting nearly enough credit for his great play this season, dishing off to LeBron. LeBron is the recipient, the benefactor of Malik Monk drawing the attention of the defense. That's an under the basket bank shot, and y'all are excited about it. Here we are with yet another example of LeBron just kind of resting under the rim and then pretending to come out to help and not even raising his hands? I mean, what the hell? And for the record, I'm not skipping any of his highlights if you think I'm doing that. These are all the highlights that were included in the game highlights, which just shows that his points weren't even worth including in the highlights. Now, this is yet another example of Curry drawing all the defense and that allowing him to make another beautiful assist. Did I mention that that's just a 6'2" guy getting all that attention in the lane? Not a 6'9", 260-pound guy. Here we go. Alright, finally, another scoring highlight for LeBron, but unfortunately for you LeBoner fans, I gotta tell you, that's a blatant offensive foul, and he still had the nerve to complain about it. Best case scenario, you've just got a guy using his size to bully people. I mean, yeah, it's good to be big, but that doesn't make you a GOAT. It just makes you big. Now, here comes a switch where instead of the offensive player being worried about the quote-unquote GOAT popping out on him, he's like, oh good, here's an easy opportunity. Here's another case of Westbrook having great vision and LeBron being the benefactor. Another case of being big, wide open. What's impressive about that? Here we go, just another insanely difficult three-pointer from Steph Curry, but the point here is that he wasn't open, and he had to work to get that shot, whereas LeBron just stands there. Alright, Steph, all 6'2" of them, drives the lane, the defense collapses on him, and he kicks it out for his teammate to get a three-pointer. This one's pretty crazy. Talk about having to work to get open. The guy's surrounded front and back on that, and he still gets open and makes the shot. Look at this. That's ridiculous. And even if you aren't impressed with it, even if he had missed that, the real point here is that he's surrounded by defenders, whereas LeBron is just left open. Look at all the work Steph is doing here, as opposed to LeBron James, who's just resting most of the time. Now, LeBron's three-pointers have been better lately, which really isn't saying much considering that his three-point shooting was a running joke for a while. I mean, how many so-called GOATs shooting can be the subject of a joke? But in any case, it's improved as of late. But why is he one-on-one? Compare this to Steph Curry. Compare this to what Steph Curry has to do to get his shot. Compare that to the fact that LeBron is just standing there, receives the pass, and steps into the shot. Yeah, a defender eventually reaches a hand out, but man, you stand there and then step into the shot? That doesn't sound like you're much of a threat to me. It's also worth mentioning that LeBron is shooting over Galloway, another no-name, or at least to me he's a no-name, who is only 6'1". LeBron is 6'9", so LeBron is shooting a nearly uncontested three-pointer over a guy way shorter than him. Steph Curry, on the other hand, is usually shooting over people taller than him while having to create his shot, not just stand there and then step into the shot. Now here's James with another three-pointer. I'm not hiding. This is all of his highlights. But what did he do on that play? He took a dribble, hesitated, and a shot, again over someone shorter than him. It's not that he didn't make it. It's not that it's not good that he made a three-pointer, but what exactly are you all excited about? Here James scores another three, but once again he stands there and steps into it. And what is this, the third three-pointer, or at least in the highlights? That makes him less important than Patty Mills on the other team. Who's Patty Mills? Well, he's not the GOAT, and yet he's doing more than the GOAT is. With his ability to pass and his ability to finish at the rim, the defense just didn't know what to do there. That is impressive. A head of steam, running over people, people getting out of the way because they know the foul call is coming. That's not impressive. That's bully ball. What Steph Curry's doing here is beautiful. It's talent. It's magical. That's good basketball. Yet again, another beautiful move to the rim. How much space did you see there? How much space did Steph have on that play? And he's got Devin Booker on him. Now this plays really interesting. This is important to watch. Watch the whole thing, because if you remember historically, LeBron has been hanging out in that lower right hand corner. That's his defensive assignment. Now watch him just kind of slow down here and not bother to get down there. Who gets the easy dish? LeBron's man. LeBron's man, who he didn't hustle to get to his position and play defense, ended up getting the pass that led to the score. And let's not miss the fact that LeBron doesn't bother to raise his hands or contest the shot. I mean, I know everyone makes mistakes, but stop calling this guy the GOAT and stop praising him when he's taking a goddamn nap out on the court. Now here comes a fast break opportunity. LeBron James cuts to the basket. Good for him, but I'm not so sure that that was a foul. But in any case, it's still him being the recipient of court vision by his teammates and a fast break opportunity. It's great that he cut to the basket, but is that like GOAT material? For the record, the most impressive thing we've seen still thus far was a turnaround fadeaway. So the next play in this highlight reel from the internet, these aren't my chosen ones. This is what the highlights of the game are. We see LeBron taking another nap under the rim while the Nets score, and then he puts his hands on his hips. It's not that it was his man that scored, but what did LeBron do that play? And how many plays have we seen that he just stands under the hoop and then puts his hands on his hips afterward? Check this out. Talk about vision. Talk about seeing the play coming. Talk about knowing that you're going to draw all the defenders and that your teammate is going to benefit because of it. Man, this is beautiful. You have to slow it down to appreciate it. I didn't see LeBron doing anything like that. All you see from LeBron are wide open three-pointers and wide open dunks. That's not impressive. All right, here we go with another LeBron score. And it's a give and go. It's a nice basketball play. I'm not denying that. But thus far, it's the second most impressive play that I've seen. It's also basketball 101. It's not worthy of being called a GOAT. And Claxton, by the way, who doesn't really contend on that play, who is 6'11", is only 2 inches shorter than James, even though he's a center. James outweighs him by 50 pounds. James outweighs the Nets center by 50 pounds. All right, on this one, go ahead and count them. Let me zoom in for you. Go ahead and count the defenders that are hounding Curry. And again, on this play, how much space does Steph ever have? And again, look at them, just getting hounded all the way to the rim. That deserves another look, and it deserves a look from another angle. And he got hit. And yes, I'm a LeBron hater, but don't tell me that LeBron wouldn't be laying on the ground, rolling and crying and slapping the floor and trying to get the foul call. He might have even gotten a flagrant on that one. Instead, little old 6'2" Steph Curry just plays through it and makes the shot. Now here's another LeBron score. He makes a layup. That's great. I mean, it's important to be able to make your layups. To me, there's a hidden story here that the league knows you're not allowed to try and contest, or you will definitely send him to the foul line. But in any case, y'all are excited about a layup. Finally, on this play, LeBron draws a double team. Hey, there's Carmelo Anthony, who's older than LeBron James, dunking. How come y'all aren't celebrating that as if something amazing happened? By my count, this is still the first time LeBron drew a double team in the game. Wait, my bad. The second. Forgive me. The GOAT got 2 double teams in a game. And again, this is just standard Steph Curry, but look at the amount of work he had to do to get that shot. Once again, and Steph doesn't even make this shot, but just look how he's drawing everybody to him, almost like they're attached to him on a string. But that's not all. Keep watching this play. Keep watching, because it's still going. Curry's still going. Curry's still trying to get open. Just look at how he's getting hounded all over the place. And then watch this next play. He tries to get open, and Chris Paul just gives him a shoulder, sending him out of bounds, and he just has to keep playing through it. This entire sequence deserves a lot more scrutiny, because at a first glance, I saw LeBron and his body language, and I thought the game was over. And then I looked down and I'm like, oh, there's 2 minutes left. What the hell? LeBron fans are in such denial they will make every excuse in the book for him, but the bottom line is he's not injured, he's not on the ground, he just isn't interested in getting across half court when the game is 112 to 108 with 2 minutes left. He finally gets across half court in time to receive the dish from Anthony, and then he commits an offensive foul. The announcers don't mention that it's an offensive foul. They don't mention that he's the last one across half court. They just sing his praises. That's brainwashing. Once again, let me point out that he's 50 pounds heavier than the other team's center, throws the other team's center out of bounds, and then gets to complete the play. Okay, I mean, offensive foul or not, that's noteworthy. I'd rather have bully ball on my team, but in my opinion, that doesn't make you a GOAT. In my opinion, if you're a GOAT, you don't have to be bigger than the other dudes, and you don't have to commit offensive fouls in order to get your points. Giving LeBron as much credit as possible, let's include this assist at the end of the game, but let's point out that once again, he did not draw the double team. He did not. There was a miscue on the defense, but he was never double teamed. Unless you want me to include the 2 missed shots at the end of the game, his foul, and throwing the ball away, that's it for LeBron's highlights in that game. And yet, he was all over the media. He lost, he cost his team, but he got a lot of points. I need to point out that I'm not a huge Steph Curry fan. I'm not here to get you to like Steph Curry. And I actually rooted against Jordan the second half of his career because I like underdogs. And I only kind of want you to dislike LeBron James. No, I'd really like you to dislike LeBron James, but that's because I'm so upset at y'all for being so easily manipulated by the media. It's so clear that the league needs you to believe that you're watching the next Jordan, that they constantly brainwash you. My God, this guy's a loser. This is the most undeserving champion I can imagine.